Price Rite is your one-stop shop with something for everyone. Household goods for kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Aisles of bulk groceries at value prices. A complete selection of fresh meat and produce, and an extensive range of frozen items to cover every meal. Wines from around the world, and beer and liquor at discount prices. Visit Price Rite at our 2 locations in Pembroke and Warren. There's always something new and always something for everyone.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
You're watching Bermuda Broadcasting News. It's Tuesday, the 27th of March. I'm Diane Brewer, and thanks for joining us tonight. 2 major new infrastructure projects for the East End have been announced. The Bermuda Land Development Company says it plans to build a new energy generation facility and a cargo port at a total cost of $300 million. The Minister of Public Works, Lieutenant Colonel David Birch, said the projects would provide both short and long-term jobs and business opportunities. Tony Waterman takes a look at what's at Ship's Wharf right now and what's coming down the pipeline.
Ship's Wharf looking more like a ship graveyard right now, but BLDC wants to develop this piece of land, and after 3 years of looking at different options, it has decided that turning this piece of property into an energy facility and a cargo port would be the best use of the property. Now, both of those facilities would cost about $150 million, and BLDC has rolled out the welcome mat to local and international investors and developers to put forward their qualifications for proposals on how to develop this property, how to design this property, and even how to operate this property once it is up and running. Let's start off, though, with that energy facility. BLDC says that at a minimum, it will add 20 megawatts of energy to the national grid. So that's about a 13% increase from the current capacity that Belco has. All options are on the table when it comes to that energy generation. So whether that's LNG or whether that's solar, it's pretty windy here right now, so maybe even wind power would be an option. But this would open up an opportunity, perhaps, depending on what they choose, to bring down energy prices, especially as we enter a period where the infrastructure on island is aging.
Our island's current energy infrastructure is nearing the end of its life cycle, and more energy resources are needed to improve stability and reliability, especially during times of peak demand and emergency situations.
As for the cargo port, the CEO of the BLDC said that it could be designed in a way to actually accommodate 2 ships, so perhaps a bit of dredging would be required in this channel here. But this is the last commercial port for redevelopment, so there are business opportunities here, perhaps to get into fish processing or transshipping.
In addition to making our shipping more efficient, the cargo port could pave the way for investigating international opportunities such as transshipping, which could allow Bermuda to act as an intermediary in the Atlantic Ocean for deconsolidating cargo to other destinations.
There are right now certain tenants at Ship's Wharf, including the boatyard here behind me. BLDC says that it's going to be meeting with the tenants to talk about this transition process, whether there's opportunities for them to move on with them or perhaps be relocated to another spot as the BLDC pushes forward with this development project. Tony Waterman for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Tony. In other news, one of the world's biggest cruise lines, Carnival, has called on the government to reconsider the decision to ban gay marriage. The company is facing boycott threats after it was forced to stop same-sex wedding ceremonies on its Bermuda-registered ships. And as Trot reports, Carnival executives are warning of potential harm not only to its reputation, but also to the island's tourism sector.
Carnival Cruise Lines had initially introduced gay nuptials soon after a Supreme Court judge legalized gay marriage in May 2017. However, this was reversed under the new PLP government late last year with the Domestic Partnership Act. Carnival told the BBC it believes that same-sex marriage should be legalized in Bermuda, and therefore the company is opposed to the new law. We contacted the company regarding the BBC News article and asked Carnival how much of an impact the island's reversal of gay marriage has had on their business. Company spokesperson told us they have seen no impact to date, but there is a potential to harm our industry and its reputation and to travel and tourism in Bermuda longer term. We believe in diversity and equality, and the LGBT community in Bermuda and its citizens are very important to our company and our industry. The report states that some LGBT travel agencies have called for a boycott of the cruise line for failing to move registration of its ships to alternative jurisdictions that allow gay marriage. The Miami-based company has 6 ships registered here. One pro-LGBT travel executive in London commenting that at the end of the day, Carnival is not forced to register its ships here. On that point, asked why Carnival hasn't switched the registration of its ships to other countries, company representative only telling us via email there are better and appropriate ways for our company to get involved and be part of the process to help. We are currently pursuing these options. Asked what the company wants the Bermuda government to do, the spokesperson said, "We would like the officials in Bermuda to reconsider its recent decision to ban gay marriage and change the law to permit it again." The story also notes the opposition to a boycott from gays and lesbians who work on the island and who feel a boycott might actually bring harm to local gay supporters, especially those who work in the tourism industry. The cruise line told us they are talking to several individuals and groups on the island to explore options. Asked what these options are, the spokesperson only telling us that these conversations are ongoing. Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
You can count on us.
Purdue Fresh Value Pack chicken thighs or drumsticks only $1.99 per pound. Golden ripe pineapples just $5.99 each, saving you $2. For your hot cross buns, Champion Seedless raisins only $3.39 for a 12-ounce box. Kraft shredded cheese $3.89 for an 8-ounce package. For your Easter mac and cheese, Catelli macaroni only $1.79 for a 500-gram box. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
All my life is changing every day, in every possible way. And then I open up and see the person falling here is me. 'Cause you're a dream to me.
Made with care, handled with care, delivered with care. That's what dreams are made of.
Welcome back. It may have not immediately provided the 100 jobs it set out to, but the government is hailing yesterday's jobs fair in Hamilton as a success. 32 people are reported to have already gained jobs through the initiative held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church Hall. 77 more hopefuls are awaiting confirmation of employment pending the outcome of security and reference vetting. More than 150 people turned up for yesterday's event, a joint effort between the Ministries of Education and National Security. A similar event is planned for this summer. And 75% may be the magic number when it comes to the government's proposed sugar tax, despite nearly half of the 345 respondents to the public consultation saying it should be less or none at all. Tony Waterman takes a look at the interim report on the issue.
One of the big questions of the public consultation on the proposed sugar tax was whether it should be 75% or 150%. Nearly half of respondents thought it should be less than 75%, while more than a third said there should be none at all. 43% said it should be 75% or higher. The rest left the question blank. Overall, 44% of respondents were completely against the tax. 42% were unequivocally in favor, while the remaining fell into a gray area of either leaving the question blank or disagreeing with certain aspects of the proposal. Some of the respondents said raw sugar should not be taxed because of the impact on local businesses. There was overwhelming support for not taxing 100% fruit juice, although the government said many respondents thought there should be better labeling. There was also support for taxing candy and confectionery items like gummy candies, marshmallows, and other candy. One thing not on that list, though, is chocolate, at least for now. More than half of respondents thought other items, like chocolate, should be added to the tax list. That number could be even higher since some were unsure or left the question blank. The government said the full report will be out at a later date. Tony Waterman for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
In other news, it's an opportunity to help some very deserving young men while making your Good Friday holiday that much more fun, not to mention keeping the tradition of the Bermuda kite alive. We're talking about the annual Bermuda kite sale put on by the clients of the Salvation Army Harbor Lights program, an initiative as which Gary Moreno tells us is much more about simply raising funds.
These works of art, that's what they are really, are all available for purchase at the Salvation Army's Harbor Lights facility at the corner of Victoria and King Streets in Hamilton. But this kite-making initiative, residential care worker Frankie Ferbert told us, helps those involved financially support their own treatment, at least in terms of activities away from Harbor Lights.
It's for their outside activities like movies and stuff like that. It's something that we do here every year. It's been going on for 14 years now, and it's good to be a part of it. As you can see, the kites are many colors, shapes, sizes. If it's for your little girl, your little boy, or even for yourself, you can just come by and come get one.
Mr. Ferbert, a former participant in the Harbor Lights program, explained it goes beyond that.
It gives them an opportunity to express themselves through color, through shape, through just the art of making the kite. A lot of them, they haven't done this from childhood, so it brings back memories.
Memories which, according to Beverly Daniels, Executive Director of Community Services at Harbor Lights, helps in re-establishing relationships with many of the kites going to clients' relatives.
This is a gift. This is not only a gift of my time, it's a gift of my creativity. It's my gift to you, and some of them don't even want to fly that kite. You know, it is special. It's very special.
In fact, she goes on that the kite-making exercise is actually used as a form of therapy, which has proven quite successful in the past, and even more so now.
There's the working together aspect of it, the group work, the teamwork. Sometimes they will agree, I'm going to use these colors, you're going to use that color. So there's that socialization and coming together. Now what's interesting is this particular group of guys, their personalities are coming through in the kites, and you see that as well. There's a sense of calm about this particular cohort. It's reflected in the kites they're making. It's also reflected in the harmony which they display when they're in here working. It's amazing.
Hopefully, now that you've learned more about the program and see that it's about far more than it first appears.
If someone tells you go fly a kite in the coming days, don't take offense. Just come down here to the Salvation Army Harbor Lights building, get one of these beauties, and help make your Good Friday a happy one. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Hey Bermuda, I want to thank you for welcoming me onto your beautiful island last year. Not only did you completely sell out the shows, your love, passion, and excitement have inspired me. So much, in fact, that I'm creating an all-new show right now as we speak. And I thought, what better place to debut my all-new illusions than the incredible island of Bermuda. So my friends, it's official. I'm coming back.
Back by popular demand, One Communications presents Razor Returns with an all-new show at the Fairmont Southampton Hotel, May 11th, 12th, and on Sunday the 13th. So come on out to witness some of the biggest illusions the world has ever seen. This event is high-energy, state-of-the-art entertainment. This is a family-friendly event. Tickets sold at Audiovisual Hamilton and Somerset, Fairmont Southampton, and online at ptix.bm. This event is sponsored in part by Exclusive Events, Tessera's family of service stations, Photogenic Photography, and Exclusive Flowers. Tickets are disappearing fast, so get yours today.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This AccuWeather forecast here on ZBM is brought to you by our friends at the BF&M Insurance Group, and we still have some cool weather for now, but we will be looking at a much nicer weather pattern that'll take over at the end of the week, and it'll be a nice payoff. Really the nicest weather that we have seen in months will be here as we step into the weekend. This area of low pressure still causing some trouble. It is slowly drifting north. You can see the satellite estimate of where the showers are, generally north and well off to the east as well, though we can't guarantee that we'll be 100% dry. There might be a stray shower or two overnight. As the sun sets on the clouds, you can see the most widespread clouds have been off to the north. And it is downright cool out there, only 61, even cooler than yesterday was at this point. That stiff wind from the northwest continues to blow. On the inside, we have 2 to 4 foot waves. Still large waves on the outside, especially the northwest side of the island of 10 to 18 feet. That will be improving soon. So we have some spotty leftover showers. None of them will be too long-lasting or widespread. 58 your expected low. We still have that small craft warning in effect through Wednesday and even Wednesday night, and then that'll be winding down, and the waves will finally flatten out, so the boating conditions will improve for the first time in quite a while. It really looks nice Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. High tide 6:09, low tide coming up around midnight. For the early risers, another high tide tomorrow at 6:45 a.m. and then low tide around 1:12 or so just after lunch. So tomorrow we can't guarantee totally dry weather. There may still be a leftover sprinkle or two in the morning. It will not be widespread though. And then finally we dry it back out. Temperatures begin to rebound. The wind from the northwest begins to relax, and we're able to gain about 4 or 5 more degrees compared to today. So here's Futurecast. Here goes our large, strong, low pressure system. This has made a little less news across the globe because it's mainly been offshore, but still it's really been influencing our weather in a pretty negative way if you're looking for warmth. But watch what happens here as we step into Wednesday. That slowly drifts farther north and east, and here comes high pressure that'll pave the way for a really nice weekend. As that begins to strengthen, we'll begin to see the winds relax, and that'll pave the way for more sunshine and the lack of rain. So we have some good things coming our way. Gateway forecast, as we step back to it, shows some clouds into Toronto. It's a little cool in New York, Boston 48. We could do better than that this time of the year in eastern North America, but you can see it's a little nicer into Atlanta, Miami, and across the pond into London. Showers and 46 temperatures, just a little cool there. Down into the Caribbean. Looks great in Jamaica. Nice day down that way, but we do have some showers to contend with into Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. 5-day forecast. Finally, we're done with the raindrops aside from maybe a few stragglers, a few leftover showers or sprinkles Wednesday morning. Otherwise, we'll dry it out. Temperatures rebound nicely as the winds relax up near 70 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And for the first time in a long time, we don't expect to see those small craft advisories or warnings or gale warnings for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Better boating weather with a nice chance to get out there on the water. Back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
Sunshine for the holiday. Those are good words to hear. In other news, it's the preeminent social media platform for Bermuda, but it's been a rough few weeks for Facebook. The social media behemoth has lost more than $60 billion in value, is facing investigation into its privacy practices, and is now catching criticism for collecting call and text history on some of its users. Tony Waterman tells us all why it matters here in Bermuda.
If you're an islander using a Samsung, a Sony, an LG, or any other smartphone that uses an Android operating system, and you use Facebook, the tech giant may not only know who you've been talking to, but it could also be storing that data. Tech news website Ars Technica spoke to several Facebook users who were shocked to find their call and text history in a downloaded Facebook data file. One user said he found the entire call history with his partner's mom. Another said the same, joking, "Cool, totally not creepy." Facebook said it only collects the data from people who opt in to the feature and that it never sells the data. Don Burgess of the Media Council of Bermuda says Bermudians would be subject to the same collection if they opted in.
There's anywhere between 30 and 35,000 Facebook accounts that are based in Bermuda.
So I downloaded my personal Facebook data. I didn't find any call history or any text messaging history in this file. What I did find, though, is what is at the heart of Facebook's bigger other fiasco. And this has to do with the apps, these quizzes that you find on Facebook that promise to answer just about any question. So you use your Facebook account to log into these quizzes. At one point, apparently, I took a quiz to find out what the name of my non-existent child would be. And as I was clicking away to give answers, this app was collecting my public profile information, my friends list. You have other apps that collect far more information, and in the past had even collected information on your friends. And this is all legal because you signed, I signed the terms and conditions on Facebook.
What's not okay, though, is passing that data along to a third party, something an app called This Is Your Digital Life allegedly did. That data landed with Cambridge Analytica, a company that helped get Donald Trump elected. Burgess says a similar scenario playing out in Bermuda is unlikely.
There may come a point where people have to decide, we need government to step in and have stronger privacy laws to protect people.
That's in the works. Bermuda's Personal Information and Protection Act is supposed to kick in this year. It holds companies responsible for protecting consumer data and fines them if they don't. But it only applies to companies that use personal data in Bermuda, and Facebook doesn't.
They use our data for advertising, right? It's what they do and it's how they make their money.
Your personal data is a valuable commodity. Facebook raked in more than $40 billion in revenue last year, and nearly all of it came from digital advertising. And if you think deleting Facebook is the answer, think again. Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp, meaning it has two other platforms to collect your data.
Shouldn't they know this is what's happening, that you're giving over this information, therefore it's going to be used?
Yeah, but who reads all that? I want to sign up for Facebook. I want to sign up for Instagram. Yes, I agree.
And as they say, the devil is in the details. Tony Waterman for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Coming up, all the day's top sporting headlines and a look back at this year's film festival, which organizers have called a resounding success. Stay with us for that.
You can count on us.
Red potatoes just $4.49 for a 5-pound bag. Don't forget your codfish for your fish cakes, only $5.99 for a 16-ounce package. Great for Easter Sunday, stovetop stuffing, just $2.89 for a 6-ounce box. Great price, Carnation evaporated milk, only 99 cents for a 410-gram tin. Robin Hood flour for your Easter baking, just $3.45 for a 5-pound or 2.5-kilogram bag. Have a safe Good Friday and happy Easter from the marketplace.
You can count on us.
Are you looking to expand your customer base, increase sales, and be a part of the Island Community Events for 2018? Bermuda Broadcasting Company can make that happen.
Be a part of World Cup 2018, Bermuda Day Half Marathon, Bermuda Heroes Weekend, Cup Match Classic, and Eastern Counties Cricket.
Inquire about our new advertising opportunities, whether big or small. We will deliver. Come and see us at Fort Hill, Devonshire, or email us at sales@bbc.bm or send us a message on Facebook at Bermuda Broadcasting.
Welcome back. Sports now, and as ever, Earl Baston has all the day's top stories and all the most important results.
Bermuda swimmers were selected to represent the island at the upcoming Carifta Swimming Championships in Jamaica. National coach Ben Smith introduces the 5 new faces that are on the team.
Well, it's always good to have new people join the team. Obviously, with a team that's going to be missing the likes of Jesse Washington, it's always good to be able to get some new people in. This year, Kai Legban is happening to come in on his first and last opportunity to be in Carifta. He's somebody that has been training in New Jersey, and we've just come to know him in the last year and a half. His mother's a Bermudian, and she reached out, and we started to build this relationship, and he's a very fast swimmer, so he's going to fit in nicely in that replacement role for Jesse Washington. In the younger age groups, obviously, we have Elijah Daly, so now we have all 3 of the Daly kids part of the team, which is always going to be exciting. And then we have 3 young girls that are joining Elin Daly in that 11 and 12 age group, and they're also going to be making up a relay together. So having that mix is going to be exciting. We've been training recently with the new guys part of the team, and I think they're fitting in nicely, and they're excited about this first opportunity.
David Bascom, Baltimore Blast, are champions yet again. The team's ruthless defense, fast-paced offense, and desire to once again hoist the Ron Newman Cup drove them to a 4-3 victory over Monterrey Flash in Mexico.
This season we had 22 games. We won 14 games, by 1 goal. It was a lot of character building. It was a lot of, players having to change their mindset and understand and trust the process that we was actually, as coaching staff. It was players had to deal with different types of roles on the field, and it was a lot of ups and downs.
Finally, after days of bad weather, the 2018 Moths World Sailing Regatta got underway with a total of 32 boats taking to the waters of the Great Sound. Race favorite Paul Goodison from Great Britain won the first race of the day, with fellow countryman Simon Hiscock second and American Brad Funk finished third. Christian Luthi was the first of the Bermuda flag boats across the line, finishing 29th. Nathan Bailey was the next boat across the line in 30th. The other Bermuda sailors, including James Doughty, newly crowned National Moth Champion Joshua Greenslade, and Ben Smith, failed to complete the race. Race 2 saw Goodison cross the line first yet again, with American Rome Kirby second, and Funk picked up his second third-place finish of the day. Shaquille Dio competed in the men's 1500 meters in the Weems Baskin Invitational Track Meet. Dio clocked 4:11.04 on his way to finishing second in Heat 2 and 20th overall. The UAB women's tennis team won its 5th consecutive match following a 4-0 shutout win over Tyler Smith and her Jackson State women's tennis teammates at the George Ward Park. The final phase of the 2018 FEI World Jumping Challenge will take place this Saturday, March 31st at the National Equestrian Center on Vesey Street, starting at 10:15 a.m. Walker Campbell and his William & Mary's men's golf teammates began play in the 41st annual Kingsmill Intercollegiate Tournament by firing a 28 over par 308 in the opening round on the river course at the Kingsmill Resort. Sophomore Campbell highlighted William & Mary's individual players with a 5 over par 75 in the opening round to finish the day tied 35th. In Freezen Brookmeyer Continental Bowling League action at the Work Lanes, it saw the Oddballs defeat the Cricky Licky Laundry 25-5. The Nifty Rollers defeated New Hope 27.5 to 2.5, while the Cubs defeated the Pinjammers 24-6. Bermuda Pest Control defeated the Underdogs 24-6, and the Spice Nicks defeated the Invaders 25-5. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. The Bermuda International Film Festival ended this weekend with a gritty police drama winning the top prize in the influential shorts competition. Organizers say this year's event was a major success, with twice as many people turning out this year compared with 2017. Hal Davis reports.
It's a story about a potentially life-changing event for a black female cop in California.
Don't let me catch you South Crenshaw tonight.
But the film Night Call could also change the life of its director after it won Best Short in the Bermuda International Film Festival. It'll now be put forward for consideration in the Oscars, one of the key attractions of this festival for filmmakers.
This country is at war.
But as the director of the film, Tanyel, says, it's far from the only one.
Bermuda Film Festival is fantastic. It's very personal. I would say it's the most personal film festival I've been to, in the sense that you can meet many of the people that run the festival. It's a very small community, and when you go to each of the showings of the film, you see a lot of the people that come down there, they're interested in what you're doing, so you can have conversations, which on a bigger stage you lose some of that.
Take one. Tanyel itself won 2 prizes for Outstanding Direction and the People's Choice Award. Its director says making short films is a vital step in building a career as a movie maker.
Short films are incredibly important. Depends on your background. I've got a background in, I've done broadcast, commercials, corporate videos. I've done all that area of filmmaking. But to be a filmmaker, you need to be shown in the film theatres around the world. You need to have achieved some awards and had some success in the short film circuit before anyone's going to trust you with taking on a feature budget.
The festival has rung some changes this year, showing many short films in the Speciality Cinema and Hollywood blockbusters in the Earl Cameron Theatre. And that approach seems to pay dividends, even during hard-to-fill weekdays.
During the week, we've had good attendance to our feature films, and we've had Burr movies, which was a full house there too, and our shorts have been excellent. At Specialty Cinema, we've had the theatre full there for most days, lunches and evenings, and it's been a wonderful festival.
Widely praised films like The Shape of Water, which won the Oscar for Best Film this year, helped boost audience figures, with organisers saying twice as many people came this year compared to last. That also means more people watching Bermudian films, like this award winner, Bermudian at University.
Like the triangle.
Is that the Bermuda's triangle? Like the triangle?
Yeah.
So overall, a good year for the festival, with both major studio offerings and shorts getting the audiences they deserve. and even perhaps inspiring more Bermudians to paint the darkness of the auditorium with images of light. Howell Davis, Bermuda Broadcasting News.
And just time for a late-breaking story. Police say they are investigating a traffic incident in Hamilton involving the National Security Minister, Wayne Keynes, and a motorcyclist. Footage posted on Facebook shows the cyclist holding on to the minister's government car. Police say they are examining the incident to see if any offense was committed. In a Facebook post of his own, Mr. Keynes says he asked the man to let go of his vehicle, an account confirmed by a Facebook post from a man called Manga Duke, who said he was the cyclist. The BBS says anyone with images of the incident should contact them on the main police number at 295-0011. And that's our newscast this Tuesday evening. I'm Diane Brewer, and I'll be back tomorrow to see you then. Good night, Bermuda.